Today we are going to be drawing a landscape, and I'm going to show you a few different ways that artists use to show depth. And depth is the distance that we see in a drawing. So right here, if I'm standing at the sidewalk that I've made of my house and I'm looking out, I can see another house in the distance, and I know that it's farther out because this house is smaller than this house. So if I see two houses side by side, I know that they're at the same distance from each other. But if I see one house that's further off and further away from me, it's gonna be smaller. So we're gonna talk about depth today, and we'll create a drawing of house on the hills, and then you guys can decorate it how you want. So the first thing that you are going to add is this straight line right here at the bottom of your paper. And all you're gonna do is just make a straight line all the way across with your pencil, okay? Now, houses are just shapes. So all I did was I drew a rectangle and then a triangle on top, and I added like two windows and then a circle window at the top. So I want you right in the middle to add a rectangle like that. And we want the house on the line because we don't want our house floating in the air. Then I'm gonna add the roof of the house. I'm gonna do a triangle for my roof. And then I'm going to add a circle window at the top just because I like it. And I'm gonna add a door to my house because I gotta be able to get inside. And then I'm gonna add a window, which is a square. And then I'm gonna add this plus sign in the middle for my window. There we go. Now I have a house. If you want to add other things to your house, then you can. I'm also going to draw two trees next to my house, and my trees are going to be taller than my house, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little rectangle here for the trunk of the tree, and I want my tree to be taller than my house to show that I have a tall tree. So I'm going to draw a big circle. Or I guess that's an oval, sorry. There we go. And then again, a big circle. And I want my tree to be big because when things are close to me, they're bigger, and when they're far away, they're smaller. And so when we start drawing trees in the background, we're gonna draw our trees smaller than this. So we wanna make sure they're taller than our house first, okay? Now, like I said, when things are closer to us, they are bigger, and when things are further away, they're smaller. So we are going to add a little sidewalk that goes up to the door of our house, but it is going to be two diagonal lines. I'm gonna do it a little bit differently than I did in this drawing, just so it makes more sense to you guys. But when you are standing at one point, looking down, the lines look like they come together because things are farther away. So if I'm standing right here in my picture, there's Miss Rains. If I'm standing here and I'm walking towards my door, my sidewalk is gonna look like it's getting smaller. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a diagonal line from your door and another diagonal line from your door, and that is your sidewalk, okay? Now, we are going to add some more up here, and we're gonna add another little house, and we're going to add some hills. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make another line right here, and this is gonna make it look like we're standing on a mountain or a cliff, something that has multiple layers. So here's my next layer, and I'm gonna add another house, and this time, so here's my next layer, and this time I'm gonna make my house a little bit smaller because it's far away and it's further up, so we're looking up. And I can add my door, my window, I can make the house look however I want. Now, we're gonna add the tree that we did here, but this time, again, because it's far away, it's gonna be super small, but it still needs to be taller than our house, right? Because this one's taller than our house. Trees are usually pretty tall. Okay, so this tree is gonna be taller than our house. We don't want it too small. And if you wanna draw a different shape of a tree, you can. I just like these little Dr. Seuss shaped trees. Okay, now I've got my tree. Now I'm going to add some hills in the background to make it look more like a mountain edge or a cliff edge. So I'm gonna make a curved line there. And then I'm gonna make another curved line, so here's our hill, okay? And I can make as many hills as I want. If I want to add another hill, I can draw one right there, okay? Now, this plane, or this area right here, is closer to us than this area. So if we're gonna add another house right here, then we need to make it even smaller. So there's an even teenier house right there. And you can decorate that one however you want as well, okay? Then you can add your tree. Remember, it's taller than your house. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3 houses, and the first one is biggest because it's close to us. The second one is medium because it's a little bit further away. And the third one is smallest because it's the furthest away. Now, you can add whatever you want to your drawing. If you want to add some clouds, you can add some clouds. If you want to add more flowers or a dog or whatever you want on your landscape, you can. But make sure that you keep it about the same size that it's supposed to be. If it's far away back here, it needs to be teeny tiny. Right, if it's right here, it needs to be medium. And if it's right here, it needs to be large. Then you're gonna color your drawing and you can submit it to me on Google Classroom or Class Dojo. Have fun, guys.